Whether you're a tech enthusiast, industry professional, or just curious about the future of AI Agents Unleashed will keep you informed and inspired. Buckle up and get ready to unleash the potential of AI.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. We're going to be talking about something really cool today, generative AI apps.
Uh-oh. Sounds complicated.
Not at all. Think about those tools that can whip up images, music, even chat with you like a real person. We'll break down the biggest trends and surprises that are shaking up this world and what it means for you.
Okay, that sounds pretty interesting. I use some of these apps already, but I don't really know how they work or why there are so many popping up now.
Perfect. Well, our roadmap for this deep dive is this awesome report from Andreessen Horowitz.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that one. It's the one with the list of top 100 AI apps, right?
Yep, for both web and mobile.
Cool.
And get this is their third edition. They've been tracking how this whole AI scene is changing over time.
Oh, wow. So they really have a good understanding of how things are evolving.
Exactly, and we're going to tap into that. We'll uncover what's driving this AI explosion, look at what's getting popular, and figure out what it all means for someone like you who's not just curious about the what, but the why behind it all.
I like that, getting into the why.
So, ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
Okay, so one of the most mind-blowing trends is how creative tools are just taking over. Over half of the top web apps are all about making things. Images, videos, music, you name it. AI is becoming like the ultimate creative sidekick.
You know, what really strikes me is that this shows AI isn't just a gimmick anymore. People aren't just messing around. They're actually using it to express themselves and create.
It's true. It's like AI is unlocking this creative potential that was always there, but we just needed the right tools to tap into it.
Right. And what's even cooler is that we're seeing a bunch of new names pop up. It's not just the big companies anymore.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like Luma, Vigil, CArt, and Udio are all in the top 33. And get this, a music generator called Suno. It jumped from 36th place all the way to 5th.
Wow, that's huge. What do you think caused that kind of jump?
I'm thinking Suno probably hit that sweet spot of people wanting to make music easily, maybe even wanting those unique personalized sounds.
Makes sense. It seems like AI is making creative tools more accessible, so anyone can be a musician, an artist, a filmmaker. That's pretty exciting when you think about it.
And this creative wave isn't just on computers either. It's on our phones too. A lot of the top AI mobile apps are all about editing photos and videos.
Yeah, that makes sense given how much we use our phones for everything. They're like our go-to for creating content, so it's natural we'd want tools to make that content even better.
Exactly. It's all about giving people the power to enhance and personalize their stuff right on their phones. And you know what's really interesting? Those big names like Meitu, SNOW, and Adobe Express, they're all adding generative AI to their apps.
Oh, really? I hadn't noticed.
They're definitely seeing the potential and don't want to get left behind. It seems like the whole industry is shifting in that direction. Have you noticed any of these AI features popping up in the apps you use?
Now that you mention it, yeah, I think I have. It's becoming pretty common to see those AI-powered filters and even editing suggestions. It's changing how we edit and share what we capture.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've talked about creative tools, but let's switch gears to another big area where AI is making waves. AI assistants.
Oh, yeah, like ChatGPT, right. Everyone's talking about that one.
Yeah, ChatGPT is still the king of the hill, but is getting some serious competition. One to watch is Perplexity. It's an AI search engine that climbed to number 3 on the web.
Perplexity? Haven't heard of that one. What makes it different?
What sets it apart is its focus on accuracy. It doesn't just spit out answers, it cites its sources too, like a superpowered research assistant. And get this, people are spending more time on Perplexity than even ChatGPT.
Wow, really? Why do you think that is?
Well, think about it. In a world where AI can generate so much content, knowing where information comes from and being able to trust it is more important than ever. Perplexity addresses that by making its sources transparent.
That makes a lot of sense. I guess in this age of AI, knowing what to trust is super important.
Exactly. And it looks like they're gaining traction across the board. Perplexity even made it onto the mobile top 50 list.
That's impressive.
But hold on, there's another contender we can't forget about. Anthropic's Claude. It jumped to the number 4 spot on the web and has some features like artifacts that directly challenge ChatGPT's custom GPTs.
Okay, now you're losing me. What are artifacts and custom GPTs? I need a little AI 101 here.
Fair enough. So Custom GPTs are like personalized versions of ChatGPT. Users can create them and train them for specific tasks.
Okay, I get that. So what about these artifacts?
Artifacts are a feature in Claude that help it understand and remember past conversations, making it feel more natural, like you're actually talking to someone.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So it's like each AI assistant is developing its own personality, right? ChatGPT is the generalist, Perplexity's the researcher, and Claude's the conversationalist.
That's a great way to put it. They each have their strengths and cater to different needs. Okay, so now for a twist you might not expect. ByteDance, the company behind TikTok, they're making a big push into the AI space.
Real? I wouldn't have guessed that.
They actually have 3 new web apps and 3 mobile apps on the top 100 list.
Wow. Okay, now I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So they have Dubao, a general assistant, then Goth for education, Coz for building bots, Hypic for photos and video editing, and Cici, which is like their English version of Dubao.
That's a lot.
It is. And ByteDance has a huge advantage, right? I mean, they've got a massive user base, and they know a ton about data.
Yeah, that's true. They're in a prime position to develop AI that feels really personalized and engaging.
It's like they've been quietly working on this AI stuff, and now they're ready to take on the world.
What do you think it means for the AI landscape? Honestly, I think it's a big deal. ByteDance could really shake things up. They have everything they need to be a major player.
Yeah, they're kind of like the dark horse in this AI race. And speaking of unexpected developments, there's a whole new category of AI apps that's popped up.
Oh, what kind of apps?
Apps for aesthetics and dating.
Now, that's something I wouldn't have predicted. Tell me more about that.
So there's Looksmax.ai, Umax, and RIZZ. Looksmax and Umax are all about helping you, well, look your best. They look at your photos and give tips on how to improve your appearance. RIZZ, on the other hand, is like an AI wingman for your dating app chats.
Okay, that sounds both fascinating and kind of unsettling. How exactly does RIZZ work?
You upload your conversations, and it suggests things to say, kind of like having a digital dating coach in your pocket.
Interesting. But are these apps really helpful? Don't they play into those superficial beauty standards that already cause so many problems?
That's definitely a valid concern. We're going to be diving into those ethical considerations in a bit, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on all this. But before we go there, let's switch gears one last time and talk about a platform you might not expect to be an AI breeding ground: Discord.
Discord? Really? I wouldn't have thought of that as an AI hub. It's mostly known for gaming, right?
Well, believe it or not, a lot of successful AI apps get their start on Discord. It's a place for testing ideas, building communities, and getting feedback from users. Suno and Midjourney are good examples of that.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. So they started on Discord and then branched out.
Some do, but others keep a strong presence on Discord.
Why do you think Discord is such a good place for AI development?
I think it's because Discord's super flexible and has a really engaged user base. It's like how YouTube became a launch pad for video creators.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like a digital testing ground for AI.
Yeah.
So we've seen that creative tools are booming, established players are adapting, new contenders are emerging, and AI assistants are getting smarter every day. It's definitely an exciting time to be following this space.
It really is. Okay, so before we move on, let's take a step back and think about what all this means for you, the listener. In a world where AI can generate content, write code, even compose music, what skills and knowledge do you think will be most valuable?
Ooh, that's a great question. Makes you really think about the future, huh?
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's a tough one for sure. I mean, in a world where AI can do so much, write text, create art, even code, what skills do we really need to focus on?
Yeah. I'd imagine being able to think critically, tell what's real from what's fake, that's going to be huge.
Oh, absolutely. As AI gets better at mimicking human creativity, we have to become even more discerning. Look at that AI-generated content with a critical eye, spot those biases or inaccuracies, figure out if it's actually valuable.
It's almost like we need to become AI whisperers, right? Learn how to talk to AI, understand its strengths and limitations.
I like that AI whisperer. Yeah, it's about becoming a collaborator, not just someone who consumes what AI spits out.
So what would that actually look like, this collaboration? What kind of skills should we focus on?
Well, think about it this way. AI is amazing at tasks that are repetitive, rule-based, things that rely on lots of data.
So we need to focus on what makes us human.
Exactly. Things like creativity, emotional intelligence, those are hard for machines to replicate.
Right, so creative problem solving, complex decision making, emotional intelligence, connecting with people.
Spot on. Machines just can't do those things the same way we can.
It's almost like AI is pushing us to be more human, to really hone in on those qualities that make us unique.
Exactly. And that includes things like adaptability and lifelong learning. This AI world is changing so fast, we have to constantly learn new things to keep up.
It's like a mental marathon, but in a good way. Keeps us on our toes.
And remember, AI is a tool at the end of the day. And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It's up to us how it's developed and used responsibly.
That's a great point. We have a responsibility to understand AI and to guide its development. Okay, so for our listeners who might be feeling a bit overwhelmed by all this, what's one piece of advice you would give?
Don't be afraid to just dive in. Play around with those AI apps. Experiment and see what they can do, how they can make your work or life better. The more you understand it, the less intimidating it becomes.
That's great advice. Embrace the possibilities and stay curious. Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the economic impact of this AI explosion. A lot of people are worried about robots taking over their jobs. What does the future of work look like in this AI-driven world?
Yeah, it's a question everyone is asking. And honestly, it's hard to predict the future with 100% certainty. But I think it's important to remember that AI isn't really about replacing humans, it's about augmenting us.
Augmenting. You mean making us better at what we do, more efficient.
Exactly. AI can handle those repetitive tasks, pull insights from mountains of data, and even help us come up with new ideas. That frees us up to focus on higher level thinking, strategic decisions, things that require empathy and those interpersonal skills.
So it's not so much about AI taking our jobs as it is about AI changing the kind of work we do.
You got it. Some jobs will definitely be automated, but new jobs will emerge too. It's all about adapting, learning new skills, and embracing the opportunities that AI creates.
It's like a workforce evolution, not a workforce extinction event.
Exactly, and it's happening so fast. This Andreessen Horowitz report really shows how quickly these new AI apps are popping up and gaining traction. This pace of innovation isn't going to slow down, so staying informed and adaptable is key.
So for someone just starting their career, what advice would you give? What should they be focusing on?
I would say build a strong foundation in your chosen field. That's always important. But also really focus on those uniquely human skills we've been talking about. Critical thinking, problem solving, communication, collaboration, and being adaptable. Those skills will be valuable no matter how AI evolves.
It's like AI is encouraging us to become more well-rounded, more versatile individuals.
I think that's a good thing. It pushes us to develop our full human potential, not just the things that machines can easily replicate.
So it's not just about learning to code or understanding algorithms. It's about nurturing our creativity, our empathy, our ability to connect with other people on a deeper level.
You nailed it. Those are the qualities that will set us apart in an AI-powered world. And speaking of setting ourselves apart, let's talk about another trend that's highlighted in this report, personalized AI.
Oh yeah, this is where things get really interesting. We're moving beyond those one-size-fits-all AI models to systems that are tailored to our own needs and preferences.
Think about it, an AI that could personalize your learning, recommend products you'd actually love, maybe even create art or music based on your mood.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, but I don't know, a little creepy too.
Yeah, it's definitely a double-edged sword. Personalized AI has a ton of potential, but there are some serious questions about privacy, security, and even manipulation.
Like with any powerful technology, it can be used for good or for bad. It all comes down to how we develop and use it. So what are some things we should be thinking about as personalized AI becomes more common?
We have to make sure these AI systems are built with privacy and data security as top priorities. We need to be in control of our data, know how it's being used, and we need to be aware of potential bias in these algorithms. If they're trained on biased data, it's just going to perpetuate those inequalities, maybe even make them worse.
It's like that old saying, garbage in, garbage out. If we feed AI bad information, we're going to get bad results.
Exactly, and those bad results can have real consequences, like in hiring decisions, loan approvals. It's not just about making AI smarter, it's about making it fairer, making sure it aligns with our values.
So what can people do to prepare for this AI-powered future? What are some practical steps they can take?
The most important thing is to stay informed. Read articles, listen to podcasts like this one, go to conferences, engage in conversations about AI. The more you understand it, the better you'll be able to navigate it.
Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to AI.
Couldn't agree more. And don't be afraid to experiment. Play around with those AI tools, explore what they can do, see how they can make your life easier or your work more efficient.
It's like learning a new language. The more you immerse yourself, the more fluent you become.
Exactly. And keep focusing on developing those uniquely human skills, creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, all those things.
It's about becoming that well-rounded individual who can collaborate with AI, not just compete against it.
You got it. And lastly, remember, AI is a tool. We get to decide how we use it and what kind of future we want to create.
That's a great reminder. It's not something to be feared or worshipped. It's a powerful tool we can use to shape our own destiny. Wow, we've covered so much ground today, from the rise of those creative AI apps to personalized AI and the ethics we need to think about. But before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to take a moment to reflect on the bigger picture. With AI evolving so quickly, what does it actually mean to be human in this AI-driven world?
It really is something to think about, isn't it?
It is. It really makes you think, if AI can be creative like us, be intelligent, even seem like it has emotions, what makes us different? What can machines not do?
That is the question, isn't it? I think it really challenges us to step back and look at what we value, what our purpose is, what makes us human.
It's like AI is pushing us to be more human, to focus on the things that really make us special.
I think you're right. In a world where machines can do so much, maybe it's our empathy, our ability to connect with each other on a deeper level. That's what will set us apart. And our curiosity, our sense of wonder.
Those are the things that make us want to explore and understand the world, that drive us to create.
Exactly. Those are the things we should nurture and celebrate as we move forward.
So, as we step into this new world, this AI-powered world, let's remember to hold on to our humanity. Embrace what makes us unique and use these tools, these powerful tools, to create a better future for everyone. Well, that's it for our deep dive into the world of generative AI.
It's been a fascinating conversation.
I agree. Thanks for joining me today. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise.
And to all our listeners, thank you for tuning in to the deep dive. We hope you've enjoyed this exploration of this exciting and ever-changing landscape. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.